Good morning, my name is Rajmeet Singh Arora. Another day, another vlog. Welcome back to In the Khud. It's 15 July 2022, 9:20 am. I'm super tired. I just want to sleep. That's all I will say. It's been a pretty hard working morning, and I'm really glad that I fought that early. The first 1 hour of the day is so difficult to get through because every part of you, the body, the mind is screaming, I want to go back to sleep. But if you can fight through that, then more than half of the battle is already won. So in the beginning today, I did a bit of change of plans at 7 am. I first had my breakfast because I would have that later at this time, and at this time, as you can see, I have no energy to make that oatmeal. So I had breakfast at 7, and while I was having it, I saw Jake in Motion's video on Schmear, which is a battle axe, actually one more E here, but a battle axe free script that they made for those trails behind using the echo thing. Downloaded it as well, and I want to experiment with. I might consider buying the K-bar script for After Effects. It's $40, so that's around 3,500 something rupees, because it's extensively used in the motion design course as well. And talking about the motion design course, I will first talk about that only and then jump into Cubic Worlds. Yesterday I had thought that I'm gonna divide my morning learning time into half goes to Cubic Worlds, half goes to motion design, but that is not going to work out because it will not work. It just won't. I can only focus on one thing at a time. We have two options here. Either I do an alternate thing, like for example today I've done Cubic Worlds, tomorrow I can do Motion Pro, or I can keep doing Cubic Worlds in the morning and have during the day, if I get any free time, keep working on the motion design Motion Pro course. So I will see how it goes and I will update that. The majority of progress today was in the Cubic Worlds lecture. I completed the lecture robot posing and modeling. I noticed that when transforming objects, holding down control wasn't snapping it to increments. Turns out you need to have snap to increment set for that to work. So basically I'm talking about, if you see Control Shift Tab, I was having face. I usually like having face because I want to have everything snap all the time. But if increment is not selected, you won't be able to, for example, rotate in the perfect angles. Making collection instances, select the group of objects, move them such that the 3D cursor is where the joint would be. So basically in After Effects, where we have the 3D cursor, let's say 3D cursor is at the center of the world, you want to have those group of objects and there you want to take it to the 3D cursor such that the pivot from where things will rotate, the anchor point, is matching to that. Then we make a separate collection for all the different parts, Shift A to add collection instance, and then we reassemble the robot using the collection instances. That was collection instances. Using the mirror function, Control M, it's very simple, but I was like slightly confused a little while back. So make sure 3D cursor is in the center, make sure pivot point is set to 3D cursor, which comes with period or comma, period. So 3D cursor is your pivot point. Shift D, first duplicate the object, then hit Control M, so you'll get that operator panel also at the bottom left, and then choose whichever axis you want, XYZ. Then we parent all the parts of the body like we do in a regular Duik or any other, even like a normal After Effects human character rig. Then after that I post this, and this is the current progress. If I go into the camera view, this is where I am at in the Cubic Worlds course. I want to definitely make something my own in this. At the end of it, I'm gonna follow through till the end for all the lectures, but I'm thinking of making like something related to music. Instead of having a sword, there could be a musician here who has a guitar or something, and then that is abandoned, and this person who's making a tent is come here because he wants to discover the old relics of these musicians. And it's basically another like a Harappa civilization or something where music was everything, and so everything you see has like bits and parts of music around, and I want to do something like that. And my mind goes very well in those sorts of imaginations. It's just these tools and skill sets that once I have them, then there's no stopping. There's literally no stopping. Talking about stopping, I have to be stopping this because we are 6 minutes already into it. My head is spinning. 15th of July 2022, 8:20 p.m. I'm gonna try and wrap this up super quick. Full-time job was a pretty heavy day. Started with 3 reel changes. By the way, I couldn't get up 11. There was like this headache, and I had to like sleep for an additional hour, but that additional hour of sleep wasn't like, oh, I got to sleep for an additional hour, I feel so good. That was like very stressful because I was all looking at my phone and all these messages were coming in, and there's a big cost I have to pay for learning these courses along with the full-time job and all the other work that I do. But that's what the hustle is, and that's what we are here for. That's what we're documenting. So Prathamesh was on leave. Allocating his share of work among the team took a lot of effort. Then one random video video. Then there were complex discussions on timelines for the shop floor video that got me thinking on it's good to have an arm rigged and ready, you know, for those things where you pick up a phone and, you know, arms are doing things like those. I also had a Pinterest reference that I wanted to replicate. So what I did is I opened up Blender and I fired up this tutorial by Keelan John. Love this guy, man. Love his style of teaching. It's amazing for Blender tutorials. And I followed along his tutorial, and initially what I did wrong was I made this thing and then I'm able to bend it, but now it's bending. And say RX. Now it is bending like it should, like it's bending here. Apparently this is like the opposite direction. I purposely made this in a way that here in his video, in Keelan's video, here the thumb is and here the pinky finger is. And I should probably make the model again with that, because there is an example in front of me which I can look at and be like, okay, this is how it is. Because here I wanted to do something different in my own, that's why I made this change. But initially for a long time I couldn't figure why this particular bone was bending in a weird direction. And I had faced this problem earlier as well, where I did not know why that was happening, and that was because the orientation of this was off. Like here you see X is in this direction, local axis, Y is in this direction, Z is behind, right? And here it's also the same, X, Y, Z behind. What was happening is there was Z here, that's why it was bending weirdly. And that happens, the way to check that is you go into edit mode and select a bone and you check this value, roll. So roll here is -54 degree. Now the roll being same does not imply anything, apparently. It's all different values, but you just try to rotate it or control R and just try to move it to the point that your orientations in the local axis become, in the pose mode, orientation local axis become more or less same. That's when you will achieve that effect. Then dad's work, I could not do anything today. Tomorrow and day after, we're hitting the weekend, officially completes the first week of In The Code. And of course I knew this is the first week is gonna be a little hectic to do, because uploading a video every single day along with one sec. This weird thing happened, like something just fell off in the kitchen. Nobody's there in the kitchen. Who's doing it? That's a mystery. So yeah, I knew that the first week is gonna be tough and challenging, and I have kind of put it into a system where I can just live my life, and then there's a little additional effort, of course, but the reward is a lot. Now, like after this point, I'm just so tired right now, mentally, physically exhausted right now. Editing the video is like a lot of task. I'm gonna try and keep it very simple, not put in like text and everything. Just even multicam is unnecessary, but I'm doing it because perfectionist artist, whatever. So I just say let's see how it goes. 5 videos I have never in my life put 5 videos in a row, so that is a bit of an achievement, and I really hope that I can continue it. Thank you for being in the code. I will see you maybe not tomorrow and day after, but definitely on Monday. Peace.